Hello everyone, so here we're back after cleaning the clock, movement of the clock. So to introduce the circuit cleaner. You can see, nice and clean. Well, this is of course an old clock, so yeah, we could put it in road retumble to make it nice and shiny, but yeah, there's not really need for it. So, we are going to put one bushing in here, because, because that was, well, the only thing that was really causing a problem. Might be this one from the entry 2, but definitely this one first, and then we will see. So before I get started to brushing this, as you might be able to see on camera, there's a huge size difference in between the two pivots. This is probably because the pivots were re-burnished at one point. So while there are some like visual indications on there that are not even, one rule of thumb is that if you go over with your nail, I don't get stuck. Definitely not on this one, and also not on this one. So that is a fine. There is some rust on the lantern pinions. Might need to just put a little bit of oil on there, but that's not the case. But because they are different size, when we're going to put your bushings in, we need to do both sides. We need to make sure we do the right side. So, let's see. Can I figure this out with just putting the anchor in? Because that would be the easiest. And indications say yes. Yes, okay. So this needs to go that way. So we know we need to it goes in that way. Yep, it goes in that way. Okay. Yep. Okay, so lantern pinion towards the back of the clock. Okay, now let me get my calipers. I can get a decent reading of pinions, and then we can select the right bushing for it. So let's put this out of the way, get our set of bushings here. What do we measure? Uh, 73. And 90. Oh dear. That's a big difference. So, let's measure the thickness of the plates too for our height of the bushings. That's 1.5. So we're definitely going to sit in lower bushings. 140 will do. So we have 73. I'm going to take the K12. K12. because the K12 and a hole diameter is 80, 140 height, and then the outside is 180, so 1 millimeter, 0.8. So yes, and then the other one, the K, and then the other one we're going to take one of 90. This one, the K13, or the K14. Let's check. Okay. Because like sometimes you don't want the bushing to be too tight, because the moment you are putting the bushing in, it's already going to be going to get even tighter, because basically you're basically pushing the material in, and yeah. So as you can see, there is some play in the K14, but all in all, that is acceptable. So K14. Now let's try either the K11. Oh, come on. Let's see if the K11 fits. Nope. So we're going to go for the K12 then. Yep. K12 fits nicely. Let's see, can we wriggle it? Nope. Okay. So we got them lined out for us. Now we can close this off so we don't accidentally mix them or lose some of them. So now it is time to start reaming. So we need the smallest one. We will need this one, and then we will need the second, the two, what was it, two, yes, the K, because we did the K14, it's this one. However, we might not be able to get the whole started with this one, because those are so much thinner. So I'm going to start out with just a cutting birch cutter. To start with the smallest one, which is, let's double check again. How was it again? Because we know this one goes here, like so. No, like this. Yes. So the biggest one is over here. Let's see. Oh no, this one I'm going to go right through. This one? No, is that one in between? Yes. I'm going to start out with this one. It's important that you check when you're doing this. You check that you're more or less level, but you need to be level in all directions, so it's best that you turn it around. I talked about this in the video on how to rebush clocks. Might link it down below, because there I go to in a little bit more detail how to put this in the handle, because it's going to be a lot easier. Well, tell me here at the end. I'm going to check if the calibrated reamer doesn't want to go in already. Looks like it might. Yes. So you want to be past the start here. Again, I want to make sure you're straight. And then multiple directions. And once we are here, we know that that should be good, because this is a calibrated reamer. So now all we gotta do is put like a larger punch in, larger reamer in there. Usually use just the largest one that's in there to get rid of the bar. It also makes it easier to get the bushing in there. Okay. Now let's see. Work. No, that does not work. But no, we need to do it like this. So we want it from inside to outside. Just going to ram that in. What a punch. Shouldn't go into too much difficulty. There we go. The punch the bushing is in. Now let's do a quick test. So what are we looking for? We are looking for a nice and even movement in all directions, which we have. So as for this bushing, that is a success. I'm going to do the other side off camera, because there's no sense in watching that twice, and then we get along with the further repair of this clock, or assembly, because, well, bending the mainspring back as it should be isn't really repair. So the two bushings are in, and well, after doing a rebushing, it's always a good idea to just put the one gear in here and see if it spins freely. And as you can see, it does. So yeah, that means that yeah, I didn't mess up, and we are good to go. So first order of business is seeing if we can bend that hook back, because I assume from the kink here that it was like this. You need to be very careful, because not to like put too much of like a kink in there, because yeah, those are pretty brutal and they can snap very easily if you put a tight bend in there. So something like this should do. Going to bend that little curl out of there. Yep. Okay. Now it is time to get the oil, get the grease, because yeah, we can start the assembly. I'm going to like put everything I don't need out of the way already, so we are done rebushing. Let's take those two. See. This one's the one of the swagging mechanism because of the partitions on there. This one's the normal one. So let's start putting it back together, and I'm starting with those two. So first of all, let's put a bit of grease on there. Now let's give it a spin. So it can spread itself. I want to do a bit of oil. Just let's seep in between here. This is like a friction point. Okay, that one is good to go. Now this one's going to be a little bit trickier because I need to get in between there. But normally with this tip, yep. Okay, same here. Going to let a drop of oil seep in between here. Okay. Now, let's put our mainsprings back on. So, I'm looking for the one that's the longest. Oops, got them intertwined there. So why am I looking for the one that's the longest? Well, for basically one reason. This system does not have any self-correction on there, meaning that like there's no movement does not know how late it is. Basically, the striking mechanism doesn't know that, so it just follows along. It gets impulses from the clock part, but if for some reason it can't strike at that point, for example, because well, mainsprings done at the end of it, then yeah, it can't strike, so it will not like it will get out of sync basically, meaning that on this part, on the position disc, the part, the striking mechanism, we put a longer mainspring, so that in case it runs out, it gets to the end of it, the normal part of the clock will run out before the striking part, so they will never be able to get out of sync. It's a thing that still is done in newer clocks that don't have that problem. Just, well, out of convenience, I think, because even if they still need to get back in sync. So, in this case, you can clearly see that this one has slightly more turns than this one. They're about the same size, but this one has more turns, so this one goes on here. Now we need to put them on like this, so we know, so the hook catches. Yep. So this one is good to go. The other one, same thing, look at the hook, turn this one around, and we are go. It's another one to catch apparently. And this one is a good to go also. So time to put them in. This is always a bit of like I guess and as you can imagine, it's also not the easiest thing to put together with the springs. There is like a hole you can put around them, but even with that it is not so easy, so I'm just going to like just get the holders out. Oh no, we're getting there because there's the... You see the stop here? That's what's going to help me. There we go. More or less. Now, let's see. This one goes there. Okay. So, if this one that goes here, that we know already. We have our stall wheel. This one goes here. The other one goes. Wait, that's not a hole. Okay. That isn't one either. Where is it supposed to go? I think I might have turned them around. Let's see. No, I have not. Because this side has the parts roller for the hammers and stuff. Let's take a minute to look how things are supposed to go together. Oh, no, I think those two go here. No, might have turned things around. Because the thing is, those two levers are on the opposite side. So, yeah. So we're going to make more sense if I turn things around.